For those of you who haven't been to one of our virtual events or in-person events before, my name is Michael. I'm the founder and CEO of Entre. We're a social network for entrepreneurs and really the future of work and the next generation of business. So we love helping and connecting entrepreneurs, and the startup pitch competitions are some of our favorite events that we do. But you're also able to connect with like-minded people 24/7 on our app. And it looks like we do have Sam who came in too. So I'm glad to see Sam's with us. Awesome. Thanks. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. We have 5 really amazing startups that are going to be pitching. And we have also 5 amazing judges that are going to be scoring tonight's pitch competition. So as we give it another few minutes here to let more people in, because I know some people are always running a little late and we're just kicking things off. I'd like to show people a little bit about Entre here. So if you're unfamiliar with the platform, this is what you'll see when you first log in. You'll see a content feed of the most popular posts on the app right now with this For You feed. And then you'll also be able to see a feed of just your connections and also the newest content on the platform. So this is where you can post what you're doing, ask questions, share what you're working on, get feedback on your idea or business, and really just connect with other like-minded people. With our search here, you can also filter content very easily by the type of industry or also the location. And same thing with people. So if you're looking for a specific type of person, like a developer to help build your app idea, or an investor, you can do that in one click. And you can also find these people based on industries and also location as well. So if you just want to connect with other people in LA or Miami or wherever you are traveling to, you can do that really, really easily. And then you can message them as well right on our platform. You can also really easily sign up for events that we have going on. So we're always doing events, and then other people in our community are also running their own events. So you can attend and check those out. Very soon, we'll actually have a way for people to sign up and attend events on our own platform rather than Zoom. So we're working on our own basically event software and room software for networking as well, which is going to be really, really cool. And we have a lot of stuff coming soon. You can also post jobs for free. So I know it's hard for a lot of startups and entrepreneurs to afford to post on LinkedIn and stuff. And it's hard to find co-founders. So you can very easily find co-founders and post co-founder positions for free right on our platform here. And then we have this deal section, which is available for pro members. And we have almost 70 partners now that offer a deal or discount on software and services like Freshworks, G Suite, HubSpot, Industrious, a number of different software and services for you. And like I said, you can do all of this very easily right here. And we are currently raising money on WeFunder. So if anyone is interested in that, let me know. I'm happy to talk about that. We wanted to build this with our community. So this is something that now everyone can really be a part of. And WeFunder is also one of our partners. So anyone else in our network will also get a discount on a crowdfunding campaign with them too through us. So happy to help with any of that. And now I want to get back. We have a bunch of people here that need to get let in. I want to get back to things and the pitch competition here. I'd love to start. Let me see if we have, is Will with us? I'm not sure if Will Winter's here or not. So Will and his accounting firm are one of our partners. They help put up some of the prize money that the winner is going to be getting tonight. So the winner gets $500 cash and also a $500 credit towards 99 Designs, which is another one of our partners. So we also have a deal for everyone else with 99 Designs to save if they're, getting started, or if they are, setting up a logo or a website and need help with the design of that. 99 Designs is a great resource for that. And everyone gets $40 off their first piece of design with them with this link here. I just dropped it in there. So to courtesy to everyone on the call right now, you get that without having to sign up for EntrePro. But going forward, these deals and stuff are only for our pro members. And if anyone's interested in that, just let me know, or they can just go to joinentre.com/pro and find that out. And I think that's it. I think we're good and ready to start now. So thanks for everyone listening to all of that. And if everyone, it looks like people have opened up the chat, drop your links and your profiles in there for people to connect with you for sure. And let me do that right now as well. If anyone wants to connect with me, I'm also going to drop my email in here too. If you guys want to get involved with anything that we're doing, if you have questions about, what you're working on, let us know, and we're here to help. So without further ado, I'd love to kick off with the judges' intros, and let's go ladies first. I see Taylor here. Allison took her video off, but Taylor, you can kick things off. We're super excited to have you here, and thanks so much for being a part of this. I'd love to have you share a little bit more about yourself and everything you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to be here as well. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Taylor. I'm from Golden Ventures. So we're a seed stage fund based out of Toronto, industry agnostic. So investing in kind of anything and everything. Our portfolio has like everything from temporary tattoos to quantum computing. So I really look at a lot of stuff in my role, but I'm specifically interested in consumer. So I'm like super excited about all the companies that are here today. So nice to meet you.
Fantastic. I just dropped your website link too in there for people who want to learn more about. It's just golden.ventures as well. And then Allison, thanks for being here. I'd love to have you share a little bit about yourself as well.
Hi, everyone. Thrilled to be here. My name is Allison Williams. I'm principal at Newark Venture Partners. We are an early stage venture capital fund. We invest exclusively in B2B SaaS companies. We invest pre-seed to Series A. Our smallest check is $100K. We go up to $2 million. For the seed and A round, we like to lead with a $1 to $2 million check, take a board seat, get really deeply involved with our founders. Our fund we have $100 million under management. We're mostly funded by corporate, so Audible, Amazon, RWJ Barnabas Health, Horizon, Blue Cross Blue Shield, TD Bank, Panasonic. These are all corporates that are really close to the investment team, and we give our founders direct access to C-suite executives at our enterprise LP, at our enterprise LPs. So thrilled to be here and can't wait to hear from the founders.
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm excited you're here as well, and we'll definitely have to catch up at another time. And we're doing a big woman summit as well in February for everyone too. Having the ability to help connect a lot of the women founders to capital and whatnot is a huge part of what we're doing as well, and that's going to be a really cool event. So I'll drop a couple more links for upcoming events in here too. But let's move things over to Jared. Jared, thanks so much for coming out and also helping get Taylor here as well, man. It's awesome to have you here.
Of course. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. I'm Jared. I'm an investor at Canaan Partners. Canaan's a large early stage venture fund. I'm currently investing out of our 12th fund, which is an $800 million vehicle. Canaan invests in not only healthcare and life sciences, but also information technology, about 50-50 consumer enterprise, but I focus solely on consumer like Taylor. As far as when we invest, we lead seed through Series B deals with a preference for seed and Series A. So that's kind of the quick and the dirty. I've been at Canaan for about a year now, and then was an investor at a New York City-based fund called Betaworks Ventures before this.
Amazing. Thanks so much for being here. Let me let some more people in. And next up, let's have Bob Doyle. Bob, how are you? And thanks so much for being here as well.
Great, thanks for having me. I think I come from a different background than most people here. I spent most of my career attracting investors. I worked for 30 years in an industry. We grew through acquisition predominantly from about 50 million in revenue to $1 billion when I retired. I've spent a lot of time raising money in the public market, raising bonds, getting bank debt. And really what I'm looking to do here is more of a, I'm available as an advisor. I'm available to help people think through. I'm looking to give back at this point in my career. So happy to be here.
Yeah, and I think you bring a very interesting perspective, as a founder, and I know you and Scott are, come from a similar background, and that's why we love having Scott on here as well. He's kind of started moving into as an angel investor now, but he has a wealth of knowledge from the entrepreneur and founder perspective too, which I think is also important as well. And I'd love to have Scott, wrap things up from the introductions for the judges. Scott, how are you? And thanks for tuning in for another event. You're on mute, by the way.
I'm muted. Sorry. Thanks a lot. And great to be here. My name's Scott Kalick. I live right now in Snowmass, Colorado, sometimes in Pittsburgh. And as Michael said, I have moved into the angel investing space. I also work as an advisor and mentor to startups and small companies, and also as a life, business, and leadership coach. And I started my own company in my late 20s, ran it for 25 years, built it up into a best-in-class mid-market company, and then I sold it to Bob. So that's why Bob's here. So anyway, great to be here, and great to see everybody, and looking forward to everybody's pitches.
Yeah, Scott's been super helpful for us. He's one of the investors in Entre, but he's also been helpful to a lot of the other founders in our network. So I encourage everyone to reach out and connect with Scott too. And for all the finalists, you guys do get a call with Scott as a session to review your business and and just talk to him to get more one-on-one feedback and stuff as well. So that's one of the prizes for all of the finalists. The other prize for all the finalists is they get a free Entre Pro membership, which gets them access to all of our events for free, all the office hours that we do with investors, accountants, lawyers, and stuff like that to get them help. And then they get access to all the deals and discounts too. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that we have coming soon for Pro as well. But on top of that, the real prize is the $500 cash, and then also $500 with our partner 99 Designs as well. So super excited to kick things off, and I think we're all set. So without further ado, let me quickly drop the link to all of our upcoming events for people who want to check out our next pitch competition, which is going to be in February. We have happy hour tomorrow, which is funders and founders. That's basically all entrepreneurs and investors there. So that's a cool event to check out as well. Those are actually those happy hours are just for Pro members, but we're doing a ton of free events. We have like a New Year's party that we're doing. That's kind of just a big networking event. And then we have a lot of other things going on too. So you can check all of that out with the link I just dropped in there. And without further ado, let's kick things off. We're 1 minute off schedule, so really close. And first up, we have Raj. Raj, are you here?
I'm here, and my partner is going to present the first half, Manali. She's here as well, but I'll share my screen.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So for everyone who doesn't know how this works, each startup gets 5 minutes, 5 minutes to pitch, and they also get 5 minutes for judges Q&A. To keep things fair, I'm going to be we'll be pretty strict on the 5 minutes. So if you do hear me, I am going to be holding up a 1 at the 1 minute mark, and then I'm pretty much going to start clapping right at that 5-minute mark, just to be fair to everyone. So if you hear clapping, that means that you hit the 5-minute mark, and we'll start the Q&A. So just to move things along, in a timely manner. Are all the judges good to go, by the way? With the scoring sheet, they have everything all set and no issues there. Okay, fantastic. Well, without further ado, let me get the stopwatch ready to go. And I am ready whenever you are to kick things off.
Sure, Manali, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure.
Hi,
everyone. My name is Manali. I'm here with.
If you want to put this in present mode too.
How do I?
I think if you click the in the bottom right, right next to that minus sign, there's like a little icon.
Right next to... Oh, okay. Is it this one?
It's no, to the right one. Yep. Yeah.
Oh. This one?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Manali, and I'm here with Raj. We are the co-founders of Pyaari Weddings. So South Asian weddings in the United States are a huge affair. We're talking 30,000 weddings each year, all with an average cost of $285,000. This is a huge industry just waiting to be tapped into. And this number is only growing. The South Asian population is growing at 9 times the rate of that of the United States population. And this population also boasts with one of the highest marriage rates at 85%. So as this number is growing, so is the extravagance of South Asian weddings. We're talking 500 guests, 20 to 30 outfit changes, 3-day events, and much, much more. This makes the wedding planning process very frustrating and complicated. As a result, most couples usually spend 1 to 2 years of their time planning for their wedding, and an additional $15,000 on a specialized South Asian wedding planner. So what if there's a way to make this process much simpler and in under 5 minutes? Well, we're introducing Pyaari Weddings. Pyaari Weddings is an online marketplace where couples can find wedding vendors, their pricings, and all the information they need to make a decision. This not only saves them time, but also money for not having to spend on a wedding planner. Based on user selections, a final wedding plan is delivered to the couple in less than 5 minutes. So you're probably wondering, how does 5-minute wedding planning work? Well, it's really simple. Couples can go to our site, select their city, and enter in their guest count. From there, they'll be taken to a different page with different wedding vendor categories, such as decor, photo, henna, and much more. They'll see prices, reviews, and other basic information. All a couple has to do is click on I do for the vendors that they like and add it to their cart. Once they're done, the couple can go ahead into their cart and see a wedding plan that is catered specifically for their selections and their needs. So it's a win-win for everyone.
All right, thanks, Manali. So touching on our competitive advantage, we're actually the first movers in this marketplace. There's websites like Wedding Wire and The Knot, but nobody really provides this customized service, kind of a cross between an Amazon and like a Wedding Wire, if you think of it, kind of shopping for your vendors. And as a result, as Manali mentioned, we're able to save our couples quite a bit of time, as well as quite a bit of money by not having to hire and engage with a wedding planner. So how exactly do we make our money then? We have a few different categories of revenue streams. So the biggest are kind of our vendor fees and our affiliate marketing. We have currently over 1,000 vendors that are part of our program and our website, and we're planning to charge them an annual fee in order to host their profile. The second is our affiliate marketing. So we also have certain vendors who just sell things. They're not service providers. They sell clothes, they sell wedding gifts, favors, etc. And so we're setting up a marketplace for these vendors to sell their products on our website, where we basically take a cut through affiliate sales. And then we also make money through other areas as well: Instagram ads, website ad revenues, sponsored posts, and the like. And so as you can see, our profit margins are pretty high because our costs are so minimal, and we expect to do pretty well over the next couple of years. But what have we done so far? So we released 2 months ago. We won first place out of a national startup competition out of 523 startups. We've had over 2,000 users and almost 10,000 page views. We also got accepted into an accelerator program at the Kellogg School of Management. In terms of next steps, we're planning to expand into more cities, so smaller cities like a Detroit, Boston, Philly, etc. We're planning to open up that marketplace to wedding vendors who sell products. And then lastly, we're also hoping to partner with artisans and entrepreneurs in India who can provide products for weddings. In terms of our background, I'm Raj and my partner is Manali. We're both MBA students and or grads. Manali graduated from Chicago Booth back in May. I just started at Kellogg, and we both have significant experience in entrepreneurship, finance, investing, branding, and marketing as well. And so we're excited to get to know all of you and hopefully work with you all. So thank you for having us.
Great.
And open it up to questions.
Wow, great job. And yeah, congrats on everything that you've done. I think that was probably the first pitch I've ever seen on well under 5-minute mark. So great job on that. And now I'll open it up for the judges Q&A. Who wants to kick things off with questions?
Yep, happy to answer any and all questions.
Yeah, I can go. So one of the questions that I had.
Oh, sorry, it's the judges asking you guys questions. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure if that was clear.
Okay.
Yeah, Taylor.
I had a question. Yeah, yeah, if that's okay. Yeah. So one of the questions I had was like, I think weddings can be an awesome space because like people, you know, it's an emotional spend and they'll spend money, but it can be a bit difficult because like fingers crossed, people get married once, and then so you're sort of stuck like, you know, needing to acquire customers like net new every time. So how have you guys sort of thought about tapping into channels where potentially like they can disperse like your product without you sort of needing to like market directly to the bride and groom each time, if that makes sense?
Sure, absolutely. So other than kind of direct marketing channels, one place we've kind of spent a good amount of time so far is just looking for kind of partnership requests. So we've been partnering with a lot of different South Asian businesses. So we have, for example, like Patel Brothers is a large like US Indian like grocery store. They have nothing to do with our market, but they have a large user base. And so we're actually in discussions with them in order to kind of spread the word just through very basic ways like flyers and paper, like advertising and things of that sort in their stores. Then there's lots of kind of South Asian focused influencers that are based in the US and Canada. Folks that do a lot of like makeup, that do singing, TikTok videos, all sorts of seemingly unrelated things, but basically just finding any way possible to get our name out to the South Asian market. And so initially it was honestly just a lot of outreach and networking, but now we're starting to see the results. So we're getting basically followers from different partnerships. We're getting random people that reach out to us from like Canada and like Indianapolis and Los Angeles and things of that sort. So to be honest, I would say probably most of our marketing in the future will be through non-direct channels. And it's also probably more cost effective as well, is what we would anticipate.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Who would you say is your closest competitor in the US?
So I mean, the most conventional or like obvious ones, I guess, would be like a Wedding Wire or the Knot, but those are obviously a different market. They're more just general population. It's more of kind of like a Yelp sort of model. So it's a little bit different. There's not really, to our pleasant surprise, there's not really anyone that does this kind of shop for your wedding vendor kind of website or service. So in our view, we're somewhere in between a website like the Wedding Wire and a person who's a wedding planner.
So tell me or tell us what have you learned about the Knot or the Wedding Wire? What have you learned about how they grew their businesses, and how will you apply some of that to your company?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the Knot and Wedding Wire's growth, one is that they were kind of the first mover in their marketplace. So in our specific market, we appear to be the first to offer this service. So that's one good thing. The second is that you, kind of like Taylor was mentioning, you only plan your wedding once, right? So if someone's planning a wedding, they're going to come to your website a few times to plan something. So really the focus, or most of the content, so to speak, has to be focused on other ancillary things. So we do a lot of like blog writing, a lot of like interviews with different vendors, different couples, a lot of like adjacent things that don't directly tie to exactly planning your wedding. And that's where we're going to end up getting a lot of our growth from in our purview.
Thank you. Hey, this is Scott Calick, and first of all, great pitch.
Thank you.
You touched on your revenue streams a little bit. and there seem to be two or three. How do those rank, and and where do you see the biggest growth in the revenue streams that you're projecting?
Yeah, absolutely. So long term, definitely from vendor fees and affiliate marketing. Affiliate sales has a lot of potential. The thing about the wedding goods space for the South Asian market is that it's also very fragmented and unorganized. So by being able to provide one single marketplace for someone to go buy like religious like items, wedding favors, gifts, like saris and Indian clothes, we anticipate being able to drive quite a bit of growth to our website. And so from that, not only will we get affiliate sales, but lots of kind of ancillary revenues as well. The secondary one is obviously the vendor fees. That's kind of the wedding wire and the knots model. They charge, I think it's like $300 to $400 a month. We're not going to be anywhere near that, obviously, since we're new, but eventually that'll be kind of a larger revenue stream as well.
And a follow-up question: what is your current MRR? I mean, do you have revenue currently?
So we don't have revenue currently because we just launched like about 6 weeks ago, but we've gotten some funding and some grants from different startup competitions so far.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a world that I know nothing about, but my question is, culturally, how open is your target market to converting, to doing it themselves, to doing something on the internet?
Yeah, so one thing about the South Asian market is that most of us are pretty price conscious and try to be cost effective and frugal. So that's kind of a general sort of perception of our culture, which I would say is fairly accurate. So in this sense, having to spend 10 to 15K in a wedding planner is almost always viewed as kind of just like a sunk cost or like an unnecessary cost. Like, why do I have to pay this person to figure out X, Y, and Z? And so because of that, a lot of folks, especially that are my age and Manali's age, in the South Asian market, are always usually looking for ways to like save money or do things faster. So I would say we're generally kind of in the quicker adoption side of the curve, if you will, in various sorts of spectrums. So I would say anywhere you can save money, you'll find Indian and South Asian people like running towards it.
And as a follow-up question, so assuming this business does well, are there future life events that you could expand to in that community?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say in the South Asian community, at least here in the US and in Canada, the seminal moment is definitely the wedding, but there are other sorts of like events that we could potentially tap into. So, South Asian people don't necessarily have like sweet 16s or things of that sort, but there are other sorts of religious events. I would venture to say that South Asian folks in general, regardless of religion, probably have the highest per capita amount of religious events out of any culture out there. There's probably something every other day, literally, or maybe every day. So if we did want to tap into that market, I'm almost positive we could, like Diwali or something of that sort. But we haven't fully explored that yet.
Well done, by the way. It was very easy to understand your product right up front, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, great job, and congrats. That was an awesome pitch. And let's have the judges tally up their scores here. And Scott, you're good on your page now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. The only one I don't see, Bob, are you good with your tab? You're the only one I don't see putting in a scores yet.
I have it open on my computer. I have not entered a score yet.
Okay. You see the section, like your tab, and how
yeah,
to do it? Okay.
Absolutely. I was writing notes, and then I wasn't realizing that we were supposed to be entering this as we went.
Yeah, I was just making sure that you had it and were aware of it. Okay, fantastic. All right, good. All good. All righty. Well, thank you so much. If you can stop your screen share, and then let's go ahead and.
But I will tell you, it's not allowing me to enter data, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here.
All right, let me share it with you. I'll send you the link here in a second. Yeah, you should be able to. All right, let me send you this directly, And oh, she already has her screen share up. We're ready to rock here. Okay. That was quick. All right. Okay. And Bobby, I just sent you a message, so we should be good. All right. Let me know if you're good on that, then yeah. Okay, I see you entering it. And ready, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I saw you already had your screen share up. Awesome. Okay, let me get 5 minutes and we'll move on to the second pitch. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rithi, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bonfire Live, where we are sparking virtual connection with local artists. As a result of the pandemic, live entertainment has completely shut down. 62% of local independent artists filed for unemployment, and the collective income loss is projected to exceed 50 billion in 2020 itself. As a result, local independent artists are pivoting to online solutions to support with monetization. But existing solutions today are costly, fragmented, and time-consuming. So let's take a look at the different solutions an artist will typically use when hosting a virtual gig. They fall into 3 broad categories. First, you have your ticketing providers, such as Eventbrite. Second, you have live stream providers, such as a Facebook Live or Twitch. And lastly, you have marketing tools an artist will use to promote their show. All of these providers and tools were developed from a supplier point of view. At Bonfire Live, we put the artists at the forefront and built a unique platform that addressed all their needs. So what is Bonfire Live? We are a web platform where we support artists at every step of their journey for their virtual gig. We've identified that there are 4 key components that are very critical to an artist and the success of a virtual show. Starting with marketing, we create custom branded materials for each artist to increase engagement and likelihood of purchase on social media. Second, we have a back-end ticketing platform where customers can purchase a ticket with 1 click and have multiple payment options. Thirdly is curation. We meet one-on-one with each artist to understand the vision. How are they delivering this magical experience, and how can we partner with them to curate this event? And lastly, production. All of our virtual shows are hosted by a Bonfire host who delivers on this magical experience. And this is one of the reasons why we have a very strong retention rate with our viewers. But beyond our platform, what we are building is a community. We're building a community that wants to empower independent artists that can build these virtual connections with a local feel, but a global reach. Our monetization strategy is twofold. First, we have our Bonfire events, which are artist-driven private shows for their audiences. We believe in being artist first, so we share 100% of the ticket revenue directly to the artist. We monetize by charging a 20% service fee that is passed directly to the customer. Second are our private bonfires, which are a very growing revenue stream for us. These are Bonfire-led curated events using our artist network for corporate clients. The average payout for an artist is around 200, which is actually exceeds the market rate, and we receive about 55% margin on the custom packages we sell. We have not yet sourced sponsors, but plan on starting bringing them on early 2021. So since launching 6 months ago, we've received significant traction. We've achieved over $55,000 in top line revenue, and that is growing by day. We've hosted 250 virtual shows with 800 artists, and we've had 4,500 paying viewers join globally. Most notably, we've partnered with companies such as Deloitte, Bank of America, Ernst & Young to host 5 private bonfires, and have 9 that are contracted and signed from now till January of 2021. So you may be wondering what happens post-pandemic. We strongly believe that Bonfire Live will be a viable venture because there are key shifts happening in the industry today. First, there's been a shift in artist preference. 74% of artists surveyed want to continue to perform virtually as it allows them to expand their reach. Second, there's been a change in consumer behavior. 7 out of 10 people who attended virtual shows will continue to do so when live events return because now it gives them flexibility. And both of these shifts are been validated by the market. The online event ticketing market is going to grow at a CAGR of 11% for the next 6 years. So what's next in the roadmap for Bonfire? For the last 6 months, we've really validated our high touch model, and we know we're a unique player in this market. But really the question comes around, how do we scale this model? And one of the barriers today is actually not on the demand side, it's on the supply side with the number of Bonfire hosts we need. So one of the key investments we'll be making from now till early 2021 is to build a full stack self-service platform that we will be able to source Bonfire hosts from the community and connecting them to artists who are looking to perform gigs while still staying true to our quality and our mission at Bonfire. We're going to empower artists with more data and analytics from their events, and we're going to automate a lot of back-end workflows and processes. So today we're asking for $350,000 to invest in key strategic growth priorities, one being our self-service platform. The team behind Bonfire Live is stronger than ever. We're a team of mission-driven individuals who are excited for the next stage of growth. We come from backgrounds in events, to being musicians, to consulting, to engineering, but most notably, we've been privileged to be backed by our board of advisors since day one of launching, who have 15 years of collective experience in a variety of domains. So thank you so much, and we hope you join us at our next Bonfire together and support local artists.
Great, great pitch. Perfect timing also. I was just about to cut you off, but very well done. Keep your slides up just in case
sure.
the judges have questions about one of the slides. But yeah, that was very, very well done. And yeah, thanks so much for sharing all of that, and congrats. We can kick off the judges Q&A now.
Can you talk a little bit about the product itself, particularly in the plethora of options that are now available for supporting virtual concerts and experiences?
Sure.
Bonfire differentiates on a feature perspective? Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. So on this slide, you can see some of our competitors today. The most notable, I would say, is Stage It. They're more for musicians to go host virtual events. They give them a live stream and a ticketing platform, but they don't do beyond that. They don't really engage with them at any other services on the platform. So the artist is really on their own to go set up their live stream, set up their ticketing page, and then go promote it. The other player would be an Eventbrite that has a ticketing platform today that anyone can go use to create a virtual event. And the last one I will call out is So Far Sound. So they don't do ticket events, but they really want to build a community of local artists, but aren't able to do virtual events today. So really the only unique player in the market today that has this high touch model and is able to support artists at every step of the journey.
In the artist community, how do the artists feel? I know artists like the feedback from a live audience. How is that handled, or how have artists reacted to that?
Yeah, so it's definitely been it's been hard for artists to pivot online. It's where we come in to support them when we discuss about curation. It's like when you were performing on stage, you were delivering, but now you have to interact with your audience and find ways to engage with them and like actually build those connections. And so when we actually speak with them and discuss curation, we always talk about making those connections because that is what brings this virtual experience alive. So that's kind of the hurdle initially. And then it's always with the technology setup where now if you're using Zoom or using a different platform, you're going to need a more extensive equipment to really run an interface, for example. So our team is really trained on supporting artists with these things. And once they get over the initial hump, they always want to come back to the platform because they had a really good experience.
Hey, Vriti, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, really, really articulate pitch. Thank you. My question is, what are three challenges to your business that that may impede your growth?
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing definitely I'll address is we're trying to build this full scale model. Now we're bringing hosts, connecting them to artists. I think one thing is maintaining the culture and what our mission at Bonfire. So making sure whoever we bring on, we're vetting them thoroughly, and really they're delivering on that experience. So that is a risk that we face. And our team is actively trying to figure out a solution as to how do we bring them on? How do we vet them? The second is definitely post-pandemic. We are anticipating at least some sort of a decline in people joining virtual shows, and how we're overcoming that is working actively on hybrid events, which are going to be an up spike once COVID is over. People love that idea. People love the flexibility. And the third thing really is around really expanding our revenue streams. Right now, we're actively working on bringing on sponsors and expanding that revenue stream. So our team is initially in those discussions, but we anticipate that being a bit of a challenge initially till we get over that hump with contracting.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Fantastic pitch, really well done. My question is on helping these artists market to consumers. What has been the #1 most effective way that you've helped artists execute?
Yeah, for sure. So I think when it comes to marketing, a lot of artists are typically using, Facebook, Instagram, and just posting, posts. But really what we discuss with them is, making it more personal, to showing them, okay, look at the behind the scenes of my actual virtual gig. Like telling them more about what they're going to do in the show and making it a very personal experience. For example, one of our artists actually put on a story where she said, okay, send me song requests. I'm going to sing whatever you guys want. Or inviting people about their songwriting, talking more about the personal experiences behind it. And I think that is what's helped them on marketing, is making this not just a big wide performance on a stage, but a platform where now you can connect with your favorite artists, ask them questions, and learn about the stories that you couldn't before.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Allison, did you have another question? No.
No, I don't. That was great. Thank you.
Oh, it was Bob. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Knowing a little bit about live, and I'd say just a little about live performances. I know many artists tend to get a little anal about their sound, about their EQs, about the way their boards are set up. How has that worked with you? Because you don't really, you can't walk around the space you can't hear, how you're EQ'd. How do you get the artists comfortable that they're happy with the product that they're putting out?
Yeah, that's a very important question, because the quality is the most important thing to artists. So when you actually do the curation, we do a dry run and a sound check with each artist. So we tell them in advance, like, be prepared to be in your space to do the sound check. And then we have a best practices guide that says, if you're going to be joining with a mic with an interface, here's what we recommend to do to increase your audio quality. So we really want to support the artist. And obviously there are times when the artist is more anxious, which is very normal, but we really work with them one-on-one and even meet with them after if needed to make sure the audio quality is where they want it to be. Because at the end of the day, we just want them to feel as comfortable as they can in the virtual gig.
And you may have mentioned this, and if you did, I apologize, but I would suspect that there's a whole post-production or post-event market where you can replay events, and artists could use these to showcase their talents if they're trying to get live gigs and things like that.
Right. So yeah, that's something we're actually actively looking in, is doing an on-demand model where artists can now actually kind of monetize on the recordings as well. But right now within the space, we are uniquely one of the only players that is kind of actively being a platform and a host at the same time. But that's something as well we're going to be working on in the future in our roadmap.
Very interesting business.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, great job. I think this is so interesting. I love the music space. One of the questions that I had was understanding your thinking around, do you see Bonfire becoming a brand in itself that essentially starts to pull consumers, or do you see yourself as a platform that just sort of works in the background to support artists? And the reason why I ask is because when I saw this, it reminded me of I don't know if you know Colors, the YouTube channel. For example, they are able to grow an artist's brand for them just by making an appearance. And I wonder if Bonfire has the opportunity to do something similar.
Yeah, that's actually an awesome question, because we just are becoming a brand. We're producing virtual events. So something our team has learned from the last 6 months is, how do you actually put on an event that is so engaging, has the right type of artists, balances the set list. And so we've been actually actively every month putting on a show that showcases people in our network. So now we're also becoming a brand where now we're putting on these virtual gigs, bringing on new artists, and actually being the masterminds behind how do you produce them. So that's been really exciting for us, and our community is starting to really resonate with us as a brand, not just as a platform, but as a brand where now you can go and support artists and also join our own shows.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Great job. That was a fantastic pitch and very well done on the Q&A as well. Thanks so much for sharing this. I'm looking forward to seeing how you grow for sure over the coming months. And let's give it a minute here for the judges to tally up their scores for Bonfire Live. Everyone give their congrats and everything in the chat and say what a great job. I love the encouragement. Everyone really liked the pitch, it seemed like. And there's some questions from the audience too in there if you want to answer those as well. But yeah, we don't take questions from the audience out loud. or the events would probably last like 5 hours. So if you have questions for the founders or any of the startups, just ask them in the chat, and then hopefully they'll be able to answer them there as well. Next up, we have Cheryl from IndiFit. Cheryl, are you all set? Okay.
I'm ready.
Awesome. Do you want to hit present on that? And let me get the stopwatch ready. All the judges good from Bonfire Live. Got their scores up. Okay.
Sorry, give me 1 second here. My cursor disappeared and my gallery view is in a weird location. Let me just fix this very quickly.
No worries. And for those of you who just came in, we're on our third pitch now. We should wrap up. It seems like we're finally on time for the first time for one of these pitch competitions. So we should be wrapping up around 7:30. Depending on timing and everything, we might do a little bit of networking at the end. And for anyone who came on late, also we're doing our 8th pitch competition in February, and you can apply for that and check that out at Entre.link/pitch8. So I'm going to drop the link in there if anyone wants to sign up for that one or apply to pitch as well. And Cheryl, y'all set now?
All set.
Okay, fantastic. Let me get 5 minutes on the clock and I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. Hi, I'm Cheryl Kemp. I'm the founder and CEO of IndiFit. We're the business management platform for fitness entrepreneurs. I'm what some might call a group fitness junkie, but there's a long-standing issue in the industry that I love. Fitness instructors historically earn just 13% of what an average fitness class generates. That's about $26 a class. But COVID changed everything. When fitness studios and gyms closed their doors this spring, the number of fitness instructors who were teaching independently in the US exploded from 11 to 64%. And largely, their independent classes were being managed with tools like Venmo, Google Forms, or social media. We saw a better solution, and that's why we created IndiFit, the all-in-one business management software for fitness entrepreneurs. We empower our partners with booking and payment from anywhere. Instructors can set up a public profile page and beautiful class listings in a matter of minutes, or they can integrate our software directly into their own website. We also offer managed services that eliminate painful back office work. We automate things like calendar invites, Zoom links, and refunds so that instructors can focus on doing what they love. And finally, we offer community building tools like group messaging and new class alerts that help instructors to drive retention with their clients. We're built by a team of seasoned tech leaders. I have 8 years of go-to-market strategy and enterprise partnerships experience in hyper-growth startups, including Ritual, Groupon, and OrderApp, who had a $100 million exit in 2015. My co-founders, Scott and Adam, each bring over a decade of experience to the team. Scott has B2B SaaS experience and was most recently the chief of staff at Conductor. And Adam is a serial entrepreneur who founded and sold his company, Camp No Counselors. And finally, Ed is our incredible technical leader, who was most recently the VP of Engineering at Leafly. We launched IndiFit in a public revenue generating beta in June. And since that time, we have helped over 60 fitness instructors teach over 500 classes independently. Together, they have earned over $20,000 on our platform. Nobody owns this space yet, but common alternatives can be categorized in 2 buckets. The first is tools that are not specifically designed for fitness. These are commonly the one-size-fits-all booking tools that come with web hosting platforms like Wix or Squarespace. Tools like these leave a lot of gaps in the process and leave fitness instructors to manage a lot of painful back office work. The other bucket is robust fitness softwares like MindBody. But these softwares were built for fitness studios, and they're simply too complicated and too expensive for an independent instructor. IndiFit is laser focused on the needs of fitness entrepreneurs, and we meet those needs at a price point that makes sense for them. Instructors pay $29 a month in order to use the IndiFit platform, as well as a 5% take rate on all bookings. We also charge a 50-cent processing fee per booking, which is paid for by the client. And looking forward, we see interesting opportunities to add new revenue streams via partnerships. Some examples could include an integration partnership with a company like ClassPass, or a sponsorship partnership with a company like Lululemon. But the key driver of our revenue is the number of fitness instructors using our platform. And we find new partners in 4 ways. The first is direct sales on social media, where we currently have a 10% full funnel conversion rate and about a $300 CAC. We also rely heavily on referrals. Our partners love IndiFit and are in a great position to refer other instructors just like them. Similarly, we utilize affiliate partnerships with entrenched members of the fitness community, including fitness media brands, business coaches, and more. And finally, we're beginning our first investments in paid search and social just after the new year. Independent fitness is the beachhead market that led us to create IndiFit, but we're thinking big. Our obtainable market in domestic independent fitness alone is over 24,000 partners, which is about $22 million in annual revenue. With global scale, we can increase that to 70,000 partners and over 63 million in annual revenue. But our passion for empowering entrepreneurial creators extends beyond fitness. We've identified many adjacent markets like sports coaching, outdoor recreation, mindfulness, and others where we can expand. In total, our obtainable market on a global scale is 150,000 partners and 135 million in annual revenue. Thanks so much. Happy to take questions.
Very well done. I'm really impressed with these pitches. It looks like you guys practice a lot, which I'm really thrilled about. So very, very great job. And congrats on everything. Let's open it up for questions now.
Hey, Cheryl, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Allison.
Quickly, clarifying question. Are you in market right now? How many instructors are actively using the product?
Yeah, live in market, and we're revenue generating. There's 60 fitness instructors total who have used the platform.
Hey, Cheryl, first of all, really, really clear and excellent pitch. So first of all, I have 2 questions. One being, what do you see as the total market of fitness studios? And I'm assuming you're just looking at the US, or is this something you're looking at in a more international type of?
Yeah. So there's 400,000 fitness instructors in the US. And so basically we're building this funnel around how many teach independently and how many can we get. And so domestically, just in independent fitness, it's sized at about 24,000 partners. And that's been a very similar outcome for other more mature companies like True Coach, who are in the one-on-one personal training space. Looking at that on a global scale, it's about 70. And then we see all these other interesting opportunities like tennis coaches or mindfulness coaches and other things of that nature.
Nice. And secondly, what do you estimate is the lifetime value of a customer?
Yeah, I mean, we're 6 months live, and so it's very difficult to extrapolate beyond a year. And so we've actually focused on really nailing what we think our annual revenue per instructor per year is, and we think that's about 900. And so the direct sales channel is the one that we've used most heavily so far to find partners, and that's about a $300 CAC. And so this is kind of sizing out to that nice 3-to-1 ratio, which is also what informed the monthly cost of the product.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much.
Cheryl, thanks for the presentation. Why are you charging the instructors as opposed to passing the cost on to the consumers?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we debated on that. We kind of looked to inspiration, or looked for inspiration rather, at other players in the space. And so a lot of what we have modeled actually comes from MindBody as a point of inspiration, because what they do for studios is ultimately what we want to do, for fitness instructors. We felt that there wasn't much of a paradigm out there of processing fees and surprise charges on fitness. And so we didn't model it in that way. but we're open-minded. I think there could definitely be a way if we built it in the tech where people could just kind of like automatically mark up class prices if they choose to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you, yeah, great job. That was awesome. Could you speak a little bit about if it's like a feature set or just how you guys are thinking about actually delighting like the end user, like the customer who then interacts with their fitness instructor? Because obviously that's important so that the instructors are super happy with the outcome.
Yeah, so honestly, this year was really all about nailing, the basic needs of an instructor when it comes to booking, payment, back end admin, and managing classes. But 2021 for us, I think, is going to be a lot more focused on how we help them deepen relationships with clients and, to your point, delight them. And so some of the things that we can do is we can bring the data that our platform is able to capture into the equation here to create magic experiences. So I know Peloton is growing like crazy. And one thing that people really love about Peloton is the fact that if you're taking your 100th ride, there's a chance that instructor is going to shout you out live through the platform. And so we see similar opportunities to be the system of record and the CRM for instructors and alert them when it's a client's birthday and alert them when a client has just taken their 20th class. And then, of course, give them the tools to actually run campaigns, group messaging, and things of that nature on the platform as well.
All right, I think that's it for Q&A. Cheryl, fantastic job. Really, really well done. And I think you answered the questions really, really great as well.
Thanks.
Let's give it a couple more minutes. If anyone from the audience has questions, drop them in the chat, and I'm sure Cheryl will be able to get to them here as we move on. Let's make sure the judges are good with their scores, and we can move on to the next startup, which is Katie. Katie, hey, Katie Webb. How's it going? Do you want to pull up, share your screen, and we can keep things moving? For everyone coming in, we're on the 4th company now, and we have one more after this, and then we'll go to the judges' scores and announce the winner. Like I said, I think we'll have some time to do a little bit of networking for those of you who want to stick on to the end and meet some other people who are here. I know we have some other investors in the crowd, and a bunch of entrepreneurs as well. And we can keep things rolling here.
Okie doke. Hi, everybody. I'm also just trying to fix my screen here. Can everyone see this okay?
Yeah, I don't know if it's full screen. It doesn't look like it's full screen. I'm not sure if there's a present mode on PDF or not. Yeah, you might be able to, if you hit that. It looks like it's at second to, yeah, there we go. Cool.
Good? Still not good? It says it's full screen on my end.
I mean, I can see it fine. If you just want to close the right-hand column, it looks like there's an arrow there to close that, and then I think it'll be fine.
It's weird, I don't see that on my side.
I mean, I think I'm pretty sure the judges should be able to see all of that. No, there's like that gray little.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Just click that.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah,
and then I'll try and do this again.
Yeah, I think that will be good. I don't even know if you have to do full screen. I think that should be fine. Judges can see, right?
Okay, I'll just start. Sorry about that.
I think we'll be good. Yeah, and start whenever you're ready, and I'll start the timer.
Cool. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Katie. I'm the founder of Aila, and we're an active wellness brand. And by active wellness, I mean our mission is that we are aiming to bridge the gap between the wellness and the performance world. I think this is a good follow-up to Cheryl's pitch because I was a fitness instructor and before that a fitness consumer. And specifically as a woman, I noticed a kind of frustration and a gap in the wellness and the performance world. We have a massive market of wellness products with clean ingredients, superfoods, plant-based, kind of world that we live in, and the performance side of the market.
Katie, I think
Sorry?
you have to scroll or hit the down arrow to change slides. Sorry.
It says I'm on it for some reason.
Yeah, it's not moving from the homepage there.
Okay, can I pull up the keynote instead and see if that works better? Sorry.
Sure. Yeah,
Let's
it
try this
should
one
be able
more
to
time.
just scroll. I don't know why you would be having trouble scrolling.
Oh boy, sorry everybody.
You're good. Yeah, that's why I like doing practice beforehand, but it looked like it was.
It worked before, yeah.
Right.
Okay, how about now?
There we go. Yeah, try moving to the next slide just to see. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Okay, so I'll pick up where I left off. Massive gap between the wellness and the performance space in terms of products, and specifically in the women's world, there isn't a lot of non-high caffeine, non-creatine, kind of like all of these other ingredients we wouldn't necessarily want to put in our bodies for fitness out in the market right now. So we are pioneering this sort of active wellness movement that combines both performance and wellness with functional superfood blends. So why now? For one, a huge growing functional beverage market. It's about 101 billion in total addressable market currently, seeing up to 9% growth over the next 4 years. What's more interesting is we surveyed a number of fitness studios in New York City, and over 60% of their members were women, while they accounted for over 70% of the supplement drinks and sales. And one of these quotes at the bottom that I love from Whole Foods Magazine, which really kind of reinforced my feeling about this market, was that women are accounting for an increasing proportion of the performance market, but are lacking these products tailored to them. This is kind of what the problem looks like. It's something I was met with when I walked into a GNC. If you look in sort of this pre-workout area, it's a little bit of an off-putting group of products here, and not anything that really appealed to me in terms of wanting to put it in my body and feel good about it. So we came up with some solutions. Plant-based superfood formulas, that are clean and short-labeled ingredients. With this lack of focus on the active women's market, we're leading brand first, building an approachable and relatable brand. A number of the fitness products on the market for women are still focused on weight loss and have fat burners in them. So moving away from that movement and into something a bit more empowering and less fixing. Less unpleasant digestive side effects due to high caffeine and stimulant amounts with the current products, and leading with low caffeine formulas. And most of all, building that transparency and trust with our community, as there is a lot of skepticism in the supplement market in this particular area. Why we're better. So in the energy category, there's a lot of subcategories. Looking at pre-workouts specifically in the fitness category, as I mentioned, high in caffeine, high in sugar, artificial ingredients, the fat burners and the creatine isn't great. And not to mention, a lot of these products actually have a warning label that says to not consume it for more than 8 weeks. In more of the energy drink area, we have gotten better from the previous kind of Red Bull world, but a lot of these are still rich in sugar. They're carbonated and heavy, so not exactly a fit for if you're wanting to go on a run, and containing ingredients like guarana and ginseng, which aren't necessarily bad, but when you don't know how much of it is in them, it's hard to monitor that intake. Energy capsules, definitely an interesting format. In our early research, we saw a lot of women still didn't love the idea of taking a pill for energy or for focus. And this brand in particular is kind of lacking that active fitness component. So we lead with superfood and plant-based blends. They are formulated for wellness and for an active lifestyle. They're low caffeine, so only between 80 and 90 milligrams of caffeine, and no artificial anything. Traction so far. So we've seen 72% growth month over month in the last 3 months, and a standing 45% retention rate, which calls on our subscription customer base, which we're really excited about. We have an LTV of about $540 with a 72% margin in D2C. We're distributed on Verishop, the Vertical, Doyle, Bulletin, a number of other online marketplaces and wholesalers, as well as Exhale Spa, where we sold out nationally earlier this year. We've partnered with a number of fitness platforms in the space like Mind, Body, and Shape, and we're currently having wholesale conversations with Orange Theory, Free People, and Anthropology. Our team, I'm the founder. I have 10 years in ad sales partnership experience. I'm also a certified fitness trainer. Our team is made up of a number of freelancers and contractors across strategy and design, supply chain, PR, and sales, from some great brands like Casper and Pantene. And my advisory board is made up of experts across supply chain, formulation, product development, and finance. So our plan in Q1, this is a little snapshot of our brand refresh that we're doing. We'll be in market with 5 SKUs total. The boxes are 24 packs of the smaller sort of sachet 1 serving, as well as these larger pouches of the bulk powder. And a 5th product will be that sampler. We have kind of the tie-dye box there. And we'll be distributing across 3 channels. So D2C and subscription will be heavily focused around our ambassador and affiliate program, as well as PR. Retail will be supported with local paid support in the conversations that we're having and in the locations we're already in, and then continuing to expand in Amazon and marketplaces, and more conversations with a premier reseller on Amazon currently. Some nice things from nice people, our customers, to wrap this up.
5 minutes, so I gotta.
And our press, and that's it. Thank you.
Oh, I think Michael froze.
Oh,
Michael's left us. I can ask a question.
Okay.
First of all, your branding is amazing. And now it makes sense after you sort of talked about like your background, and your team is very well suited for this problem. So like, great job. Curious to know how you, and also I was really impressed by your retention. And so I was kind of wondering, how are you thinking about building community around this brand? Like beyond, like I know you talked about like a PR strategy, but like, yeah, how do you think about just making people like super loyal followers?
Yeah, so I think we've gotten lucky in our initial community because I've found a lot of other women like myself that, you know, consider themselves to be active and enjoying the gym and working out a lot, and it being a big part of their life, and feeling like they were kind of left out in the wellness space. In terms of wellness has skewed very beauty, which is great. I still use a lot of those products, but I haven't found something in this particular sector. So I think that's kind of like the core of our consumer and what people gravitate towards. And we plan on building on that, you know, future outside of blends, building more active products. We have some ideas on what some of those might be, but obviously we don't know what the future holds just yet. So I think continuing to build those sort of products that really appeal to this particular kind of woman, and through community, through social. We've started Facebook groups with women talking about, you know, their active lifestyles, things that they're doing, especially during COVID, kind of like how they're adapting their fitness routines and things like that. So we kind of see it in that perspective.
Hey, Katie, really, really concise and clear pitch. Great job. Yeah. So what kind of traction have you gotten financially on this so far? And, you know, and one of the things I was wondering is, you know, is there any plan to create some awareness with men? I mean, this seems really geared toward women. You know, and what does that market look like for you, or does it look like anything for you?
Yeah, so far we launched late last year, really kind of picked everything up pre-COVID, and one of our bigger challenges, we were distributed in some gyms, which obviously shut down. So we've been primarily D2C all year with about 15,000 in sales total. We are confident that the awareness side of it is, it's obviously a challenge right now with not a lot of marketing dollars, but with the gyms beginning to open and back up, ideally early to mid next year, we see that changing, and the constant press coming out about products like these, specifically in fitness and wellness magazines, about women being left out of this space, is really exciting. On the men's side, we do have a few male customers, specifically men that were looking to replace their coffee, which has been interesting to us. Actually, early on in our marketing, we were even more, forward about being for women. I think it's still very clear that it's kind of a female skewing product, but we've sort of walked that back a little bit, because we do think that, I certainly have guy friends in my fitness community that don't like the pre-workout they're taking, but there's just nothing else. So we do see an opportunity for that as well. But our primary focus and our primary customer has really been women between ages of 25 to 40.
Thank you so much.
Great pitch, Katie.
Thanks.
Excellent job. One question, where do you actually two questions. Where do you source your products, your ingredients from, and how do you maintain the quality there? And then secondly, who do you see the exit? What do you see the exit opportunity being here?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I left it out in my pitch. We supply all the ingredients ourselves, so that is one thing that we're excited about, is that a lot of times in the supplement industry, founders, given that, you know, money can be tight, are kind of forced to go with what their co-packers have in terms of ingredients, and it doesn't give a lot of line of sight into where it's coming from, because generally the co-packers won't share that. So we've been going ahead and actually supplying those ingredients ourselves. One of my advisors that I listed on my page is a head formulator at a company called Sweet Defeat, and she's been actually helping me supply those ingredients ahead of time. So we kind of at least own that part of the supply chain while we're small, and we also fully own the formula. And in terms of exit, I think, you know, like a Unilever, something big in the CPG space, I think could be really interesting. I'm kind of thinking of it in that way.
Thank you. Great.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, can everyone hear me, by the way? So I lost power, so I had to join by my phone. Can everyone hear me all right?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I know I think I froze earlier, but there's a big snowstorm here in Pittsburgh, so I lost power. But Katie, you did a fantastic job, and
a little hiccup, but
we'll
we got it going.
continue on here. Yeah, no, it's all good. It was a great job, and
thank you.
You're in a we'll give it a minute here for the judges, and let me let's pull up the final contestant, startup, Sam from Ensydr. Sam, are you with us?
Yes, I am. So
hey, Sam.
should I start sharing my screen?
Yep, pull up your screen here.
Yep, just a second.
Good. And let me get the stopwatch ready too. Yeah, this is the first time I've had to had the power go out while on an event. So this will be a fun experiment.
Yes. Can you see my screen, Michael and everyone? All good? Fantastic. So let me know when I can start, and I'll start.
Yeah, I can see your screen, and I'm ready when you are.
Fantastic. Yep, I will just start. Yep, so for most of my life, I did not trade stocks, equities, cryptocurrency, anything like that. It's only in the recent years I started trading and investing, and it had an immediate sort of positive impact on my sort of financial well-being. That got me thinking, what stopped me? And actually, you are looking at it on the screen right here, right now. And that is, it all looked so complicated. It all looked extremely risky, as if I'll lose all my money, and it looked very boring. And at Ensydr, that is the problem we want to solve. We are building esports for finance. We want to gamify the whole trading and investing process. So anyone can learn about it, get excited about it, and invest. This problem that I just mentioned, it is not isolated just to me. It is a massive problem in places like India. 98% of people do not own any stocks, cryptocurrency, anything like that. Even in places like US, nearly half of American families, like 48% of them, have no exposure to stock market. So in the last 80 years, when the stock market has been on a tear, the bottom 50% of the people around the world, or in fact, even bottom 80-90% of the people are not benefiting from it. How we intend to solve this problem is by building a platform that makes it super simple, risk-free, and fun. So how it works is we are building like a simulation of the stock market, just a very fun one, where you come on our platform, say, for example, you can predict price of what Amazon would be worth in next 4-5 days, or whenever the time might be set. You predict, and you can even see what other people are predicting, where they are winning. The better your prediction, the more points, rewards, and things like that you win. It is completely free to participate, and you can compete with other people. Because of my experience in esports, I'm bringing the same things here. So if Jim Cramer is saying Tesla stock should be worth this, or Chamath is saying that, oh, Bitcoin should be worth $1 million, now you can make your prediction and keep a track record and see who is doing better. And we'll have sort of regular tournaments and things like that. So that is one of the way we are trying where we are at. We've built the MVP. We are doing demos. I'm doing demos and getting feedback and implementing that feedback. We plan to make it live by the 20th of December. So in the next 3 or 4 days, pretty much, we'll be making it live. However, it will be a continuous process of improving the platform on an ongoing basis to solve the problem. How we intend to monetize it is by prediction data, and that is when we reach critical mass, so we have tens of thousands, if not millions of users predicting things, we would know where the market is going, where people think it should be going, and we would have access to that data. And I'm sure you are aware of platforms like Robinhood and Webull, and there's hundreds of Hatch and Stake, and there's hundreds of apps like that out there. About 3% of Americans have an account on Robinhood. They are and if you see their traffic in the last 6 months, it's flatlining because they're all fighting for the same 3 to 5% of the users globally. We want to control the remaining 80% or users, bring them in, and then we'll refer them to these sites for a commission. Other platforms are trying to address this, but they are still not making it simple and fun. There has been an insane growth in gaming and esports, and all these hundreds of millions of gamers are not transitioning to learn about investment and all that. And that's where that's why we think that this is the right time to build this, and we have the team to do this. I've had 2 exits in past. My CTO has built multiple products that are used globally. We are looking for 750,000 to further improve our core technology and further build out the platform. And at Ensydr, we are not just building a platform, we are starting a movement where an Ensydr is not just the 2 to 3% of the people, but everyone is on the inside. We are building this platform for that 18-year-old girl in Cambodia who doesn't have a bank account, but she has internet access on her phone. We want to make it easy for anyone to learn and get excited about finance and trading. So that's about it.
Okay, great job.
Yeah, go ahead, Marco. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We can move on to judges Q&A.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, really interesting pitch. And as I'm watching it, a couple things that I'm wondering about. Number one, what's your customer acquisition cost? And number two, how do you make money? I mean, I didn't quite get that from the pitch.
Absolutely, yes. So the first question is how we make money. People learn on this in a risk-free way. about trading and investment and things like that. And when they are ready to trade, we refer them to brokerage accounts for a cut, for a commission, like an affiliate, whether it is Robinhood or Webull or one of these sort of apps. So that is one of the model. And then the second one is use the prediction data, and it's either we allow more people to see what collectively people are predicting on the platform for a fees. And also there will be a pro account for this. How it works is, I'm happy to give you a demo later on of the software that we have built. You get energy, so basically you can do certain amount of things in the freemium model, so in the free platform. But if you want to engage more, you need a pro account. So I used to be a CEO of an esports startup, and we had a very similar platform, but in the esports, where you are setting up tournaments in the gaming space. This time you're setting up tournaments in the sort of the finance space.
So if someone invests $10,000 in Robinhood, and you make the referral, and what, in your commission would be what, 5%, 10%? What would it be?
That is something we have to see what the Robinhood referral rate gives. Different apps have different referral and affiliate fees. Anything from $500 or $100 one-off when they start trading to, as you said, to up to 20-25% of the brokerage fees.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
One of the questions that I had was, so I understand sort of the high level overview of like, there's a massive target market for this, but initially what's the persona of the customer you think that you can go after most easily?
Yeah, so the easiest one, we would be targeting the 18 to 30-year-olds. It is very, very hard. So once again, I am going based on the experience of my previous startup. So in that, I grew from 80,000 monthly active users to 300,000 monthly active users in about 8 months, but they were all spread out all around the globe, like a third in Latin America, a third in Eastern Europe, a third in Southeast Asia. And once again, because they wanted to take part in tournaments, win prizes, win awards, all that stuff. So it is a extremely huge market, but our target audience initially would be 18 to 30-year-olds, and a lot of it in developing markets, or people who don't have access to US dollars to straight away start trading and investing. So yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have one last one. What do you think about the barriers to entry are for another entrant to make a product like this, particularly that the rails are for financial literacy and gamification are so commoditized at this point?
That is a very interesting question. First of all, it would come down to probably the vision of the founder and the company. In fact, companies like Interactive Brokers, where I first started trading after waiting for 10 years because it was too complicated, they try to do things with paper money account, and they still make it super complicated. They still offer you 10,000 different assets, and like the first screen that I showed on the thing. And I have no idea why no one ever does it, make it so simple. And make it fun. So, and that's why I got started to do that.
Great, thank you.
For your existing users on the product, can you share a little bit about how do you track engagement? What are the engagement metrics you look at, and where do those metrics stand today?
Yes, since it is a closed beta, so we are just, I've just been doing demo. I'm making it live in the next 3 days. So that's when I would have a better awareness. But, the North Star, or sort of for us, would be that everyone who is registered, they come on the platform every single day to log in, see how their predictions have done, what they have learned, and they engage and they see how other people are predicting, and they continuously engage. So that would be our sort of key thing, that do they do this on an every single day basis?
Thanks.
All right. I think we're all wrapped up. If no one has any other questions, Sam, great job, man.
Thank you.
Wonderful pitch and everything. So that was the last one, and we're actually right on schedule, minus the fact of my power going out. But I'll give it a few moments here for the judges to tally up their scores now that they've seen all the pitches. If they want to adjust any of the scores, they can go ahead and do so now. And for anyone who's just coming in, you know, we do these pitch competitions. We try to do them every month or two. The next one's going to be in February. If you look at the chat, you'll be able to see the link to the next one. And it's just join Entre, or sorry, let me just put it here again. Let me just put it here again. It's Entre.link / pitch 8, pitch apply 8, I believe. My team can help me out with that, but I think that should lead you to it. If you, no, that one's not working. Ryan will drop the link in here for you guys. It's going to be in February, and it'll be the same thing. We'll have 5 judges, and we'll have 5 startups pitching. But thanks everyone for coming out. Let me look at the scores here, and we'll be revealing the winner. So for people who came on late, the winner is going to be getting $500 cash and also $500 towards 99 designs for the next design piece, whether that's a logo or website. And they're one of our partners now, so that's also part of the Entre Pro deals as well, that everyone will be able to get for being a pro member, along with all the events and everything. Okay, if all the judges can give me the A-OK, I think it looks like we're good to go. Yeah, so I got that backwards. So it's apply pitch 8. So the link to apply for the next pitch competition is there. Ryan will drop in some of the other links. If people came on late too, this will be up on our YouTube channel probably within the next 24 to 48 hours as well. If people want to watch the pitches again, Ryan will drop the link for that, and also our social media if people want to connect with us on there. And here we go. So what I'm going to do, since we don't necessarily have other prizes for any other places, I'm just going to announce the winner. Looks like we have a pretty tight race here though. And all of the finalists get a session with Scott, who's one of the judges, obviously, and then they also all get free Entre Pro memberships. So I think we're good to go. So virtual drum roll, and the winner by a close margin here. Let's just make sure I'm getting this right. All right. The winner is Aila. So Katie, fantastic job on on the pitch. And congrats. I think you did a wonderful job, even though we had a little hiccup there at the beginning. You did really, really well. So congratulations. Really cool company. And just follow up. We'll follow up with you to get the details and send you everything that you won tonight. For the other finalists, fantastic job as well. I know there's definitely going to be some people following up with everyone, and hopefully this will lead to some investments for everyone. I know other people who have pitched at our competitions have raised capital as well from these. So great job. We'll help make some introductions for you too, if there's anything that we can do to help as well. But Katie, congratulations. Fantastic job. If there's anything that you'd like to say, go ahead, and then we can wrap things up here.
No, thank you so much. It was a little touch and go for a second with the start. And I've done it like 5 or 6 of these and I've never won one before. So I'm really excited. Thank you.
There we go. Awesome. Well, that's great. That's great to hear. Yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting things that are happening in your space, especially right now, for sure. So I'm excited to see how you do over the coming months as well. And to wrap things up here, because I know we're coming up on time, I'd love the judges to share, if people came in a little bit late, where should people follow you? Where should they learn more about yourself and your fund, if you are investing, and things as well as we wrap up. If we can go ladies first again. Allison, if you'd like to kick things off, that'd be great.
Sure. Hi, Allison Williams, Newark Venture Partners. We invest in B2B SaaS companies, pre-seed to Series A. Please feel free to email me, allison@newark.vc. Promise to take a look, promise to get back to you. Hope to hear from you.
Thanks so much. And Taylor, would you like to share as well?
Yeah. Hey everyone, Taylor from Golden Ventures. We're a seed stage fund, industry agnostic, based out of Toronto, investing across Canada and the US. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at taylor@golden.ventures. That's our website as well. I'm trying to be better at the Twitter sphere, so it's at Taylor Wilson Sip. Just tweet me so that I actually start tweeting more.
Yeah, Twitter is definitely where the VCs seem to be hanging out these days. Definitely a great idea for that, for sure. And thanks so much for being here. Bob, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Bob Doyle. I put out my email address. It's robertm.doyle@gmail.com. And if you can't find me, call Scott. He can get a hold of me.
Scott, so I think that's a good segue into you then.
It is. Hi, I'm Scott Kallick, angel investor, among advisor. Feel free to contact me. Love to look at pitch decks. Love to talk to people about what they're up to and what they're doing in their business. If I'm not the person to invest, I have a fairly wide network, to get you to where you need to be and to help you grow your business. So thank you.
Wonderful. And last but not least, Jared.
Thanks to all the startups today. You were also impressive. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at the Canaan website, which is CANAAN.com. My name is Jared Newman again, and I look at consumer seed and Series A deals.
Fantastic. Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you to everyone who made this possible and who came out tonight to listen to the pitches. Sorry for some of the technical issues. My power's still not on, so hopefully this turns back on here soon. But really appreciate the judges. Thank you so much for taking the time and providing great questions and feedback and advice for everyone. We will be sharing, if you did drop some notes in the judges' scoring sheets, we'll be sharing that with the founders privately as well. But startups, you did a fantastic job tonight. Founders, everyone did phenomenal. And thank you to everyone who came out. If anyone has any questions or wants to get involved with anything that we're doing, I'll drop my email in here as well. Feel free to reach out to me directly. And stay tuned for our next one. We have an event tomorrow night. It's a funders and founders happy hour. I'm going to have Ryan drop the link to that in there as well. Graham, who I believe is on the call. He's an investor at Cultivation Capital. Him and a couple of his partners and our partners run that event, and they host that. It's a really fun time, and you can sign up for that. And that'll be tomorrow evening as well. And that's mostly a networking event.
Yeah, it looks like Michael.
I'm going to cut out for a second.
Sorry.
Can you guys hear me good? Are we good?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. It's pretty rough here, but so come out tomorrow night, and then yeah, feel free to reach out to us if there's anything that we can do. Yeah, thanks so much. This was a great event, and really appreciate everyone for coming out and staying with us tonight. Hope everyone has a great holiday. If I don't see you tomorrow or at one of our future events, have a great New Year's and good start to 2021. And thanks so much, everybody. But I think that about does it for tonight. So have a great night, everyone. This was wonderful. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
See you next time. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.